It would be a little odd today to go to your priest and ask him to hold on to your extra cash. But that is more or less how the earliest banking worked in Mesopotamia. Banking began in temples and royal houses because it was safer than private residences, and thus temples and royal officials became the first bankers. Welcome back to Economic History Files. I'm Alexander Paris-Callahan. Today, we're talking about the origins of banking, which began in ancient Mesopotamia as much as 4,000 years ago. The first banking was indeed in temples. Initially, only grain could be deposited, but over time, other commodities were accepted. Importantly, temple banks eventually started taking precious metals. Depositors would receive a receipt of their deposit written on clay in cuneiform. These receipts could then be traded with a third party, making them a sort of early debt receipt. Thousands of these banking-related cuneiform tablets remain today, showing that banking was a part of everyday life and important enough to be regulated by the Code of Hammurabi, which was one of the earliest legal codes. These laws govern transactions, interest rates, and even penalties for financial misconduct, demonstrating how critical banking had become to Mesopotamian society. But banking didn't stay in the hands of temples forever. Over time, private banks emerged and started competing with the temple banks. One of the earliest known private banks was the House of Egibi. By the 6th century BC, private banks were not just storing deposits, but also acting as pawnbrokers, tax agents, and even financiers of public works. This marks a turning point in how banking operated, shifting control away from religious institutions and into the hands of wealthy merchant families. The development of private banks also led to more sophisticated financial tools. Merchants and traders could take out loans to fund long-distance commerce, and interest rates became an integral part of transactions. In a way, these early banks laid the foundation for credit systems we rely on today. While banking in Mesopotamia might seem simple by modern standards, the fundamental principles, storing wealth, facilitating trade, and regulating transactions are still at the core of today's financial systems worldwide. This shift marked an important evolution in banking. What started as a system for safely storing grain became a complex financial network that helped trade and the economy flourish. And it all began in the temples of Mesopotamia, where priests once served as the world's first bankers. And that is how banking was born. Thank you for watching this episode of Economic History Files. Please like and subscribe for more on the history of money.